Hello, everyone. Our question for this week is this: why are the words of the Lord's Prayer and the Apostles' Creed slightly different in different churches? Well, let's start with the Lord's Prayer. First off, we have two versions of the Lord's Prayer in the Bible. The first one is in Matthew chapter 6, verses 9 through 11, and the second is in Luke's Gospel, chapter 11, verses 2 through 4. We have a longer version of the Lord's Prayer in Matthew's Gospel, and we have a shorter version in Luke's Gospel. Why that is, it's just up to Matthew and Luke as the Spirit led them to abbreviate the Lord's Prayer as they each saw fit, still capturing the full words of our Savior Jesus. What I think most of us get hung up on when we hear the Lord's Prayer, maybe in a church besides our own, is over the word trespasses. We, in the Anglican Church, say, forgive us our trespasses. Other churches say our debts. The actual Greek word is debts, because in Greek, that word debts doesn't just mean a financial debt. It means something owed to another, a fault, an intentional failure. And so in the King James Version, back in 1603, when the first full English translation of the Bible came out, that was authorized by the Church of England, they were looking for a word which conveyed that in the English language of their day, and they came up with the word trespasses. So literally, trespasses is just another way of saying debts. When it comes to the actual meaning, there's no difference whatsoever. Now, the Apostles' Creed. Well, the Apostles' Creed was written, we think, in the first century, if not the early second century, and it was originally written in Greek, and so translations can differ. But what's important is that the difference in the translations doesn't impact the meaning of the original. Now, maybe one word that we would see translated differently might be the word Catholic, one holy Catholic and Apostolic Church. Now, that word Catholic doesn't mean Roman Catholic, it means worldwide. And so some churches, not wanting to confuse people, instead of saying Catholic, will say worldwide church. That being said, also, please don't confuse the fact that there's an Apostles' Creed and a Nicene Creed. The Apostles' Creed is the shortest version of a creed that we have. It's the earliest version. We think it was used in baptisms when the church first started. But in about 381 AD, this thing called the Nicene Creed was published by the church. And that's a much longer, much more involved, much more detailed creed that we often say in church as well. For the sake of time, I use the Apostles' Creed, but it's certainly fine to use the Nicene Creed as well. I hope that helps.